In 1944, Finland loses Karelia to the Soviet Union after the war. 2 years later, a man once known as the one who refuses to die, Aatami Korpi, discovers gold in the wilds of Lapland. But instead of celebrating, he loads the treasure and heads straight into Karelia, Soviet territory, where his family was murdered years before. He finds the ruins of his old home, dismantles every log with his own hands, and loads it onto a truck, determined to rebuild it somewhere safe, somewhere worthy of their memory. But the Red Army spots him crossing the border, and that sets off a storm. When Soviet officers learn who he really is, they release one man from a Siberian prison, Igor Dragunov, the butcher who slaughtered Aatami's family. His mission: hunt down the legend and finish the job. Aatami heads west toward the Finnish border, but Dragunov's soldiers hit first. Aatami wipes them out effortlessly, not knowing Dragunov is among them and not knowing he just spared the man responsible for his pain. Dragunov responds with force. Motorcycles, soldiers, and even planes tear across the wilderness hunting Aatami. But Aatami is a walking nightmare to fight. He carves through squads, survives explosions, outpaces entire platoons, until a bomber knocks his truck off a cliff and sends it crashing into the ocean. Anyone else would die. Aatami drags himself out of the freezing water, salvages pieces of his destroyed home, lashes them into a raft, and sails back to land like a revenant. He finds an abandoned tank, fills it with dynamite, and catapults himself over a Soviet checkpoint in one insane, physics-defying blast. The tank explodes, his body is broken, and to keep himself conscious, he literally stabs a knife into his own wound before collapsing, only to be captured by Dragunov. On a train bound for Siberia, Dragunov reveals the truth: he killed Aatami's family. And that's the spark Aatami needs. He snaps his restraints, recovers his knife, and becomes a one-man apocalypse inside the train, tearing through soldiers as he fights his way to the front. Dragunov hears the chaos, uncouples the back cars to slow him down, kills his own KGB handlers, and tries to collect the bounty alone. But Aatami finds a missile on board, activates it, and rides it like a rocket to close the distance. The final fight is brutal. Dragunov overwhelms him, until Aatami detaches the still-armed missile and fires it point-blank into the man's chest, ending him in a blaze of justice and explosion. With Dragunov dead and his family finally avenged, Aatami loads the remains of his home onto a train car and crosses back into Finland without anyone stopping him. He returns to Finnish soil, exhausted but alive, and begins to rebuild the house he once lost. As he works, a group of Finnish men quietly approach and offer their help. Aatami doesn't speak, but the gratitude in his eyes says everything. A life rebuilt, a debt paid, a legend that refuses to die, finally at peace. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button for more recaps. Also, don't forget to like and comment below.